have been on 3 ship trips now, and we went the first time and I think fell in love with SHIP as an organization and everything that they're doing. And of course, the people there are just, you can't not fall in love with them. And I think the reason we keep coming back is because we see that things are actually happening. We get to see the fruits of our labor, and we get to be a hands-on part of what God is doing in El Salvador through SHIP. And that's just a really exciting thing to get to do. We support SHIP because they're actually doing things, and because we get to see exactly what they're doing, because they're a smaller organization, and because we get to go on these trips and meet these people. We get to see what our money is going towards. We get to see what that work is accomplishing, and we get to see the fruits of all of that in the people who are right there and continue to build those relationships with them. We sponsor a SHIP child, and the reason we started sponsoring her was hearing her out of her own mouth talk about her hopes and her dreams, and being there and listening to it and seeing everything that was around her and seeing just the lack of opportunity and the lack of ability for her to accomplish that on her own, or for her family to be able to help her accomplish that possibly. It made us realize what a huge impact a very small thing would cost us. And so getting to see that and continue that relationship is wonderful. Going on SHIP trips obviously changes our perspective and makes us realize how frivolous we can sometimes be as Americans and the things that we prioritize. And it's also made me think a lot more about how, as a Christian, we are called to truly invest in people's lives, and to not just care for our neighbor in our neighborhood, or our neighbor in Texas, or our neighbor in America, but that God calls us to go and make disciples of all nations and to love everyone. And so SHIP gives us an opportunity to do that. And I think for me, that was, on my most recent trip, the biggest impact and perspective change that I had. The thing that means the most to me about SHIP and everything that SHIP does in El Salvador are the continued relationships that occur, that this isn't just an organization that is going in, making a one-time impact and leaving. They are staying and following through to continue every day, every month, every year to show and live out the gospel for these people. And I think that's just really powerful. One of the really neat things that happened on our last SHIP trip was getting to see the spiritual growth that occurred in people that we've had relationships with, and because of the Bible studies that SHIP does, and because of the different outreaches that SHIP does, and just loving on people in their community. And so seeing that these people who a few years ago probably maybe didn't even have a Bible, and now they're doing a Bible study and are coming up to me and excited to show me and share with me what they're learning and what they've learned about God in the last few months and year, and about their prayer life. And that's just amazing. So I think that's something that I've really, I've savored these last few months since our trip.